Hello, friends, and welcome to my home this evening. My name is Curtis Roberts, and I'm here to tell you about a venture that I'm going to start and to offer you an opportunity to help and be a part of that if it's something that you choose to do. If not, I understand, but I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this little video and see if it's something you'd be interested in. So, uh, my plan is I want to open my own business. It's going to be an automotive shop. We're going to do repairs, maintenance, service, diagnostics, basically anything that your car needs. It's going to be, want to be a full service shop. And the goal is not just to, do repairs and take your money, but to help you take care of your car, help you to be involved with the health of your car, and, so that you can make decisions about your vehicle. And upcoming maintenance and things like that. So the motto of this shop is going to be auto care you can trust. And the reason is, I think for many people, I know for me before I was in the industry, I always felt like finding an honest quality mechanic is just it's so hard. It seems so hard to find somebody that you feel is honest, that communicates with you, that doesn't talk down to you, and that when they say you need a repair that costs X amount of dollars, that you feel good about it. Like, hey, um, I probably do need this. This is an honest person, and they're telling me, and so I believe it. Um, I just feel like, for most of us, we always got that in the back of our mind, like, do I really need this, or are they just taking my money, kind of a thing. And so my goal is going to be a business that, operates with communication, integrity, and, puts trust of the customers ahead of the financials. I think if you take care of your customer, the financials will take care of themselves. And, I've operated business before, in smaller scales, but I found that to be true. If you take care of your customer, they'll take care of you in the long run, and you'll have a stable business. Not just make a bunch of money today, but you'll always have those comeback customers that do business with you because they like you and they trust you. So that's what I'm out to do. Um, and I'll tell you just a couple stories that got me there. One time back, this is back in about 2005 or so, in California, I took a car in for an AC repair. In that area of California, in the summertime, it would a lot of times get in the daytime 105, 110 degrees. And man, you don't have AC in your car and it's parked out in the sun all day. That's miserable. So I brought it in. I was recommended to go to this shop by, somebody that I knew. They said, "Oh, they're a good shop." So I wanted to go somewhere I had a recommendation. So they told me up front it's $285. They look at the system and inspect it, test it, check for leaks, and then refill the system. And so that was a lot of money for me at the time. And but that seemed to be the going rate, I guess, in that area. So I went ahead and paid the $285. Picked up the car later on, hopped in it, blowed cold. It was so nice to have AC. It was the middle of summertime and hot, and it was so nice. And a couple days later, it was blowing hot again. And so I went in there, and I was like, "Hey, it's blowing hot again. I need you to take a look." Yada yada. Um, and they told me it was going to be another $285 to do the same thing they'd done before. And I was like, "Well, why would I pay for a second time $285 to do the same thing? Obviously, the first time it didn't work. Why would I pay again? You were supposed to check it for leaks and test it the first time, and obviously you either didn't do that or you didn't do it very well because I still have leaks, and you want to charge me again. I'm not going to pay." And they wouldn't look at it, and so went on the way and didn't do business with them again. But that really just pissed me off to no end. That they wanted to charge me again to do the same thing. They didn't even have a part. Well, we need to replace this part, or we'll let us look at it and we'll see. It was just, yeah, pay money. And so later on, I ran some other businesses, and that was not the way I did things. my first business was in the firearms industry in California, and I said, if I'm going to run this place the way and treat customers the way I wanted to be treated as a customer, and I'll either sink or swim, but I'm going to run the business right, and I'll be able to sleep at night whether I make money or not. And that was important to me. And I did, make money, and I was pretty successful, and ended up eventually, closing that and moving to Iowa for an opportunity to work for a company that gave me more time with my family, more time with my kids, and actually have things like vacations and stuff, which I'd been self-employed for many years, and vacation was I didn't even know what that was. So moved out to Iowa, but I knew that from that experience, if you take care of customers, they'll take care of you. The take care of the trust and the integrity, and the financials will follow. That's what I felt. So, anyways, I left that industry and got into the automotive business, and eventually became a technician, working on cars and things like that. And I've worked in a few different places, and there's always a downside for working for somebody else. I mean, they're gonna do things their way, and you want to do it your way. But generally, if they're honest, good people, you can make it work. But I found that too many shops, they have either money is their number one goal, or whatever it is, but the integrity of dealing with the customer is way low on the list. They'll talk about integrity and they'll market integrity, but in the end, if they're slow and they can sell something to a customer doesn't need, but they can sell it and make money, they'll do it. Or whatever. And I don't like that. I'd rather build a long-term business based on trust. And that's my tagline. Remember, auto care you can trust. Okay. So, working in some different places, different ways things are managed, different levels of competence, and so forth. And I didn't have the money, and I right now I don't have the money, or I wouldn't be here, talking to you folks right now. But I didn't have the money to start a shop, so I kept finding different jobs, and I'm done working for other people, because I know I can do this. I know I can do it right. I've got I know good people, good resources, and I'm the type of person, I like solving problems. I don't really like take no for an answer when it comes to a problem with a vehicle. I want to find it, I want to correct it, and get that car on the road. And if I can help somebody out, because I remember the stress, of being dependent on that vehicle to get to work or get your kids to daycare, get to the groceries. If you live in a small town or a big city, it doesn't matter where you live. There's three things that you gotta have first. Okay, you need food, and you need clothing, and you need shelter. Uh, After you've got those three things, probably the next biggest expense and stress that you're going to have in your life many times is your automobile. It doesn't matter if it's the $70,000 Suburban or the $500 or $600 junker. If that's what you've got to get you where you're going, and you've got to get to work, you've got kids, you've got soccer practice, you've got all those things, man, it's a big deal when that car is acting up. Some people it's their baby, and some people it's just a means of transportation, but whatever it is, it's a stressor. So I know what that's like, and I remember what that's like. So I want to be an honest, transparent company. Um, you know, Talk to you in a way that doesn't dumb down, doesn't make you feel dumb because you don't know, doesn't treat you differently because you're a woman, or, your social status, any of those things. Just say, hey, here's what we're finding on your vehicle. And I can go into detail, and some people, they don't want full details. They just say, what is it going to cost? Yes, no, fix it, don't. Some people, they want a detailed explanation. It's your car, it's not mine. So it's really up to you. But what I want to do is not only just fix your car, but help you maintain it, help you understand the health of your car, understand, expenses that are coming up. Hey, I've seen with these vehicles, here's some things that you want to look for at this mileage. So maybe plan ahead for these expenses, and just help you be a part of that health and well-being of your vehicle. Just like a doctor helps you with your health or your kids' health, or your financial advisor helps you with your finances. I want to be your automotive advisor. So that's what I'm out to do. There's a few things beyond that. I have ideas. I want to reach out into the community in other ways, besides just making money and running a business, but to do some other things that are charitable and reach out in the community and some services. Those are ideas that I'll talk about in future videos. But the number one goal of this business is not going to be for me to make a bunch of money and everything else come next. The number one goal is for me to provide the best service that I can provide to help you take the best care of your car that you can provide. And I think if we can make that partnership together, then we'll both be happy, and I'll make a living, and you'll be happy with your vehicle. So those are things. That's my purpose. That's what I want to do. Um, Beyond that, I've worked for a bunch of places the last few years where, uh, not only is it hard to find a business sometimes that's honest to do business with, it can be very difficult to find a business to work for that is honest, that treats you right. And I'll tell you, I lived in California. I didn't have family there, like, blood kin, but that's where my friends were, my kids' friends. Um, that was our home, and I wanted to go back, to, Colorado or New Mexico or something like that. But, man, we had people that loved us. We had close relationships, but, it was just so expensive. And the business I was in at that time, I needed to make a change. And so I found a job here in Iowa, interviewed, and my kids were little at the time. It was a very difficult move for them. I'm a single father at that time. I still am a single father. I've been raising my two children for over 10 years now. I won't say by myself because I've had a lot of help, but it's just been me in the home primarily. And I'll tell you, it's hard to pick up your family and move, and you start. And I'll just be honest with you, the company that I moved here for was dishonest. They sell just like many companies. They make promises and they tell you a lot of things, and then when those things aren't true, what are you going to do? I just moved 1,200, 1,500 miles. With my family. It's not like I can just pick up and go back, which, I mean, you can, but there's a lot more to it than that. So, you know, I've worked for other places as a technician. They promise you we can pay you this much, a certain number of hours that you'll get, and you make this money, and they can't follow through. And then you go to them and you say, hey, I'm here the number of hours I'm supposed to be here. I'm busting my butt. I'm doing everything I can do to help you make more money, and you're not providing what you said you'd provide. Now we need to either change the way, that you pay me or compensation, or we need to do something. No, we can't do that. And well, you shouldn't have made the promise in the interview. That's how I feel about it. You have an obligation when you are an employer, and you make a promise, or you make a statement to those people you're hiring. It should be true. So a lot of companies, they just throw out there, oh yeah, we can do that, we can do that, we can do that, and they can't. And so one of the other things that I want to do with my business is be an employer you can trust. Help people develop a career. Take care of those employees. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm going to pay them all the money, but a fair wage, look out for them, help them achieve their goals, to learn more about the industry, to grow as an employee, find opportunities for growth, and, to take care of them because I care about them. They're helping me with my business. They're helping me grow, and so I'm going to help them. And those are priorities, I think, that are more than just money. And hey, there's nothing wrong. There's some companies that it's just a business to make money, and that's fine if you're honest about it. If you're making an honest living. But too many times, businesses are just out there, and it's always the dollar. Um, if it comes between right and wrong or whatever it is, uh, whatever way makes the most money is always going to win out. And there's other questions that matter to me, like what's right, uh, what is the moral thing to do, what is the ethical thing to do. Can I help somebody else out and still stay in business and make money? I'm not saying you have to do that every time, but you know it's okay to give back. As much as it's okay to make money, it's okay to give back also. Um, so I think a business can be a reward, and serving your community and doing other things as well as making money. So if this is something that you feel like that you could support and be a part of, I'd appreciate any donations to this business. Right now, I'm in the very early stages. I've got some meetings, and we're going to be incorporated within a couple of days. We'll be incorporated as an S corp, and we've got some money coming in for the initial investments. I need to find buildings and so forth, equipment, all those kinds of things. So obviously, there's a lot of expenses when you go to open this type of business. And hey, I just want to thank you for watching the video, taking the time to do that. And like I said, if you're willing to support it, whether it's sharing this video or a financial donation or just wishing me good luck, maybe sending out a prayer, all of those things I appreciate too. So remember, it's going to be auto care you can trust. And if that's something that you'd like to be a part of, feel free to donate. And thank you for your time.